Welcome today. I have an amazing guest, Carly Weiss, EFT practitioner since 2018. She was introduced by her father-in-law, and she is an amazing, amazing human being. She helped me find my inner light when I was in the stormiest part of my life. She's going to talk about EFT and what we don't realize is that we're walking around projecting our trauma, dysregulated nervous system, and allowing our subconscious mind to attract more of it. She will help you, and she helped myself find those blocked, frustrated, defeated feelings, the not good enough, unworthy, undeserving, anxious, stressed, dysregulated, and so much more through EFT. It's truly next level. I am a testament to it. I can't wait to have her on. Stick around and find out a little bit more about EFT, Carly Weiss, and how it can help you take you to next level in your healing process. Well, I am so excited today because we have Carly Weiss, who was a big part, big part of my healing journey that was the big uplift to where I am today. She carried my hand going on down the football field when I honestly, it was darker than dark. She was the beginning truly of the light keeper's path of finding that inner light so I could get through a big frickin' storm. I just wanted to introduce you. She's amazing. She was my EFT practitioner. And just my first question to you, Carly, is what brought you to EFT? Was there anything that actually happened? And tell us a little bit about your practice. And welcome.
Bef- Yeah, thank you. Before I even start that, you're like making me cry already.
Well, I already thought I'm going to cry in this because, like, I had so many tears in her classes. I met her at a local yoga studio, and yeah, it was amazing. And I remember I'm going to start crying myself. I saw her at a local grocery store, and she's like a cute little freaking leprechaun. I went to the first class. It was an EFT tapping class. If anybody's familiar with that, I hadn't. I'd heard about it before, but didn't really know. So then I went to one of the classes, and there were three other ladies in there, and I just lost it. I hadn't really done much. I didn't realize how wound up like a top I was. And she's like, hey guys, my birthday's 8/8. I didn't even know anything about angel numbers yet. And I'm offering a special for my next container and da da da. And I was like, okay, yeah, right. I was just trying to get through a day. I wasn't sleeping. I was waking up 3 to 4 times a night. I hadn't slept for 2.5 years. And I was at the lowest of low in my entire freaking life. I'm at this grocery store, and this cute little leprechaun taps on me and says, hey, here I am. And I go, hey, there you are. You're so freaking cute inside the studio and out. And then I said, oh, yeah. I got your email. Yeah. I know about your container. Yeah. I know about your 8/8 birthday special. And then, let's see, lo and behold, like a week and a half later, I sign up and I kept extending. I worked with Carly one-on-one for about 4 months. I went to every one of her classes. When she had anything special, I did not miss. She's one of my best friends. And here you go. Here's the baton. Let's hear it, Carly. Can I offer
I
you,
just have to say, I know,
can I
like,
offer
where's
you a
my
tissue through the
tissues?
Zoom?
Where's my tissues? I'm just so proud of you, Kim.
Thank you. I love you.
I mean, that woman that I met in that workshop to having your own podcast and just like sharing your gifts and
Thank you.
uncovering your gifts,
Thank you.
your intuition, your fire.
Dragon.
Like,
Dragon.
I'm just so proud of you. So this is such a big moment to like be here and see you like embodied in your power through this.
Mm,
So I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Um, okay, through the tears. What started EFT?
Mhm.
Was the
What
question, right?
So basically, we all get drawn to something for maybe there was a trigger.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to tell your backstory, whatever you feel comfortable with, what you want to share. And I know we're going to have you on again because we had a lot of universe happening today. So it's not going to be our 2 hour special. It's going to be our 40-minute special, everybody. This is the teaser. Okay. So whatever you want to, what brought you to EFT? And, basically it's, how did we find that inner light? So we got the guidance to get through the storm. I'm imagining that's what brought you to EFT, but I don't know.
EFT was planted as a little seed by my husband's dad, like
Mm.
maybe in 2018. And then it was just kind of this thing of like, oh, this thing called tapping, like you just tap on your body and yeah, it really works. Like it really, um, and I was like, okay. And he's always sharing stuff with us. He's always sharing, like always sending me and Justin clips of new things. And so I didn't think too much of it, but then a year later, I was listening to some podcasts and it just kind of kept popping in like, oh, EFT tapping. And one was with a practitioner. And I just got really curious. So I just went on YouTube, typed in EFT tapping. I saw this woman, Gala Darling, and she had this bright, like pink hair. And for those who know me or don't know me or are seeing a video or not seeing a video, I have this like teal hair now. But I always change my hair color. And she had lashes and she was doing like weekly videos of pulling tarot cards and then doing tapping
Mm.
through it.
Beautiful.
And it just felt like someone that I could relate to, where I was like, oh, this woman is in her authentic expression and
Mm.
she's like fully being herself. And I love that she's using tarot and this thing called tapping that I don't really know what it is yet, but sure, let me just like tap along. And EFT stands for emotional freedom techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions was has always been hard for me
Mm.
to feel and process. And when I was about 18, I was diagnosed with psoriasis.
Oh.
And I'd never had any flare ups before, but it was when I moved to Hollywood, started my makeup and hair career.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I was so used to just like pushing and stuffing down my emotions. And all of a sudden, I have this thing called psoriasis. And for me, the healing in psoriasis really came from feeling my emotions,
Wow.
like being able to cry, being able to yell, being able to be mad, upset, frustrated. And instead of pushing it down, actually allowing myself to feel it. I was also like a heavy weed smoker. I smoked every single day. Um, I called myself um, a bud tender. Instead of a bartender, I was a bud tender. I worked in a medical dispensary like in
Oh,
when I was
wow.
like 18, 19, and I used to literally do that when before it was really legalized.
Yeah.
And I would stuff my feelings with weed.
Mm.
But I didn't know I was doing that. It was just like, "Oh my god, this big emotion is coming up. Let me just smoke to
Mhm.
ease and
Yeah.
soothe." And I thought it was helping, but it was really just stuffing. So
Yeah.
that would just kind of heal later in my life when I got sober. I've been about like 10 years sober now.
That's
Um,
amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, uh, when I felt an emotion, if I would wake up with an emotion that was really challenging, I didn't know how to process it, and it would cloud my whole day.
Mm.
And not only would it cloud my whole day, but then once I started living with my partner, it really would strain our relationship because I would just be this like dense cloud
Mm.
that didn't know what to do. And I would be needy because I'd want him to like take the pain away from me,
Mm.
but he can't do that. And so
Yeah.
it was just this like really challenging experience of how do I process my emotions? And so when I came across tapping, it was the first tool that taught me how
Mhm.
to process my emotions.
That's
Like,
amazing.
it was so instant and it just clicked. It just registered for me. And I think there's so many incredible tools out there and you'll find your one, but you have to like go out and kind of try them all
Yeah.
to see what clicks with you. And tapping clicked with me. And by that time, I had been doing personal growth and development for 10 years, like pretty much 8 to 10 years. And never had I found a tool that I was like, oh, this clicks. Like, I finally am feeling relief
Yeah.
and I can move on, as well as, um, what am I thinking? Oh, it was so empowering because all of the other tools, it's like other people administering the facilitation to me,
Yeah.
and tapping was something where I'm doing
Mm,
it to myself. There's
mhm.
nobody else touching me.
Yeah.
There's like I was just following along and I was just like tapping.
Yeah.
So it was so empowering for me to have this tool that I felt like it's mine and I don't need somebody else for my own healing per se. Um,
You totally owned it.
yeah,
You're a
yeah,
goddess.
and
That's amazing. A lot of people, it takes them a while to totally own it. So just a little timeline. Don't mean to interrupt.
yeah.
What age did you start tapping? Did you say you were 18? No. That was the
No,
dispensary.
that was in 2018. I discovered
Oh,
tapping in
2018.
2018. Yeah, so
2018.
I was 20.
So 7 years ago.
Yes, so I was, I'm like, how old am I?
Yeah.
31, 30, 31. I'm 38.
So you were 31, which is amazing. At 31 to say, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to try this and I'm going to listen. That's so amazing.
It was more like at 31, I was finally like, "Oh, I found my tool." Because
Yeah.
like, I had been doing so much work still
Right.
before that and other things, it just nothing, eh, like, clicked, and I didn't understand, like, the emotions part of it, and so at
Yeah.
that time is when I really started to understand emotions
Exactly.
and the power of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I oh my God. It's deep. It's a cellular level. I had no
Yeah.
idea. I honestly did not have any idea till I met you. So
Yeah.
it's that is like so beautiful. The psoriasis, did that go away 7 years ago when you so you had that for
So
a
I was
while?
already actually I was it was already dormant.
Okay.
So I did light therapy for it at
Mhm.
UCLA
Mhm.
and that helped a lot, but that
Mhm.
was like the catalyst of me starting to feel. I didn't
Okay.
understand emotions yet still at that time. I got to a point like where I was able to make my autoimmune dormant.
Mhm.
And then it was just kind of like upkeeping it
Yeah.
to dormancy. So, um, and when I started tapping, it's more like I had a deeper level of understanding of how I could have flare-ups. So if I have maybe a tiny like flare-up here and there, I just know I'm stressed and I need to feel and go deeper.
Yeah.
Like I had one kind of recently and I was like, this is interesting. Like
Yeah.
I wonder what this is and I wonder what I'm not feeling.
Yes.
So
Get curious and go deeper and feel it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's something about when you lean into the feeling, like you said, and you get curious about it. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, I just had that recently with my daughter moving down to college, and the message was, I was getting teary eyed, and it was a big change, and it was don't push it away,
Yeah.
feel it, and go through it. The 3 hours of really, really feeling, and after that, I was fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That's that's the misunderstanding about emotions
Yes.
is especially when it's so big,
Yeah.
we try to avoid it, but actually you can just meet it. I think it's like
Mhm.
emotions like singular emotions maybe only last like 3 to 7 seconds or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
But if you allow yourself to just fully feel it,
Mhm.
it dissipates and it goes away. But we get so scared of the feeling. And
Mhm.
so then that's when we start just repressing it down.
Mhm.
Um, I've like started saying this. I feel more recently. I just finished going to a facilitating at a women's retreat, and I opened with I love making women cry. Like I love helping women to cry because and to
Mhm.
feel because it's not that we think it's like feeling it is going to kill us, but it's actually not feeling it that kills us. Like it's that compilation of all the unmet emotions
Mhm.
that is what makes it so hard to meet them. And it doesn't have to be that hard to meet it.
No.
I still have to remind myself that. So
Mhm.
it's this constant practice,
Yeah.
but we're just not taught how to meet our emotions. And it can actually be a lot more simple
Yeah.
if we
Definitely.
understand it.
Absolutely. Would you say that your psoriasis was that the biggest thing that you've overcome using EFT? Using the tapping?
Well, I didn't have tapping at the time of psoriasis.
Oh, you didn't. Right, right, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I can't really say yes to that. I'm trying to think like what tapping, I don't know if it was maybe necessarily a feeling of overcoming, but it actually why I became so obsessed with it was because I was reaching goals.
Okay.
And that was exciting for me. It
Could
was
you
like, oh,
Yeah, could you
I
give
was
us an
hitting money
example?
goals.
Oh,
I was
give us a
hitting
Okay, give us the example. If you're not watching, this is the confetti coming down, it's money.
yeah.
Please,
So
give us an example.
I was doing makeup and hair full time. And I started tapping, and within like a month, I like doubled my monthly income.
Wow.
And it was when I really started to like dive into it, it was the first year that I hit like 6 figures.
Wow.
And it was something that it was just so easy. And I've been a freelancer like majority of my life, my makeup and hair. I never worked at a salon. I was always freelance. To be a freelancer and to not be stressed about money, and you're just in this flow and trust, and it's like anytime I felt fear, I would just start tapping, and no joke, in my inbox, there would be a message of like, "Hey, are you available for this job?" Blah, blah, and it was just like it's
Wow.
wild, and I've experienced that so many times where I've just processed through the emotion or I've processed through the limiting thought or the limiting belief, and it's like, boom. Like,
Mhm.
it just happened the other day. I'm working on a new level of my money, and I noticed an even deeper, like, belief that was blocking that I thought I was addressing, but there was something else behind it, and that next day, I got an, inquiry from, like, someone from Yelp for my
Oh,
one-to-one coaching, and I was like, "What?"
what?
Like yeah, and I saw it come up, and in my head, I was like, "Oh, it's probably just one of those, like, ad things," they're always
Mhm.
trying to get me to do ads, but it was
No.
somebody who is like, "I'm ready," like, and EFT was suggested by my therapist, and
Mhm.
I'm open to new modalities and sent the booking link, and they
Boom.
have a discovery call with them. But it's just like it's so wild, like when we can process our emotions and move through and see our own limitating thoughts and beliefs, it could be so quick, those little shifts,
Yeah,
but they're big
absolutely.
shifts.
They are, and they happen in real time.
Yeah,
They happen in
yeah,
real time, and do you also notice which is kind of interesting is that sometimes when it's happening in real time, we're like, "What?" We get a little afraid, and we might go
yeah.
back to where we were. So you really have to integrate back in.
Yeah, we have to teach our nervous system that the good is safe. I just had
Yeah.
this conversation recently with an old with a past client, and it's kind of that waiting for the other shoe to drop when you're
Yeah.
in something so good and you're like, "Oh, when is it something gonna bad happen?" You
Yeah.
know? And it's really teaching our nervous system, like, "Hey, like, it's okay to be happy.
Yeah.
It's okay to be joyful,
Mhm.
and let's teach ourselves
Mhm.
that it's okay."
Yeah. It's amazing.
So,
You
yeah.
know, what's funny is I was going through some of my, Apple Notes. You know, I keep notes on my phone, and through some of that real deep, dark time in 2023 before I met you. And
Mhm.
I had a note on there. It was like 4.5 months before I met you. I don't even know where I got this from. Check out EFT. Isn't that funny? Yeah, I was like, I think it was March of 2023. So I was
Yeah,
separated, and I don't know. I don't know if it was my therapist at the time. I don't know what the note was from, but I have a lot of
yeah,
notes, and I have one there from January 2023, and I dipped right back in not knowing how bad it was. I was like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
this was bad. This was bad." Woo! So glad I'm on the
yeah.
other side, but yeah, so EFT, when did it go from tapping to EFT in terms of like naming, or do you know? Or you probably know.
They've always gone together.
Okay.
Um, so I think it's just like you either say tapping or you say
Different.
EFT, but tapping is
Okay.
like the shorter term
Version.
of it, version
Right.
of it. Yeah.
Do you
But
know do you know when
yeah,
it started? Like, when did I mean, I know it comes from, like, Chinese medicine from the actual meridian points, right? Is that correct?
we use the meridian points, but
Uh-huh.
the man who
Started it or discovered it?
started it, yeah, it wasn't like he's not like a Chinese man, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
um, so that honestly, that's facts I knew and don't remember
That's okay. Not important.
anymore.
But
Yeah.
is it like 50 years old? I mean, it's not super old, right? Or maybe 30? I don't even know.
I
I guess
wanna
I
say
coulda
maybe the 60s, maybe?
that sounds about right.
Like,
Yeah.
should we quickly chat GPT it?
Eh, it's okay. I mean, like, we can keep talking, you can find it, then we'll
Yeah,
"Hey, circle around,
yeah.
let me give you the answer on that one."
But
Yeah,
it is, for those who don't know, EFT tapping, we are working with the Chinese meridian system. And in acupuncture, they place needles to create this energetic release.
yeah,
But with tapping, you tap on those meridian points as you speak out the emotional stressor. So that's what I also really loved about it, because maybe you're going in acupuncture and you don't really know what you're going in for. You're just like kind of allowing the facilitator to treat your symptoms of what you're sharing.
good
But here
point.
we're like sitting in the emotion and we're tapping. So we're having this complete awareness of what we're bringing up and processing, as well as working with the body at the same time
Yeah.
to process it through.
Yeah, and tapping EFT is somatic work, and
Mhm.
I had not really experienced somatic work. But what's interesting is I love to run. I started running again in January 2023. I hadn't run for 21, 22 years. I was a big runner before, but I got my shoes on and just started going again. But
Yeah.
so EFT tapping is somatic work, and I think running might be a little bit of somatic work, but you're not really talking. Although I do playlists, so I kind of am
Yeah.
a little bit like you could be programming yourself to a certain extent, depending on whatever your playlist is. But what's
Yeah.
so effective with the tapping is the somatic piece, like you said, is you're releasing the emotion, and then you're making the confirmation is I'm okay, I'm safe, or, I'm reprogramming, which is that kind of
Yeah.
a good description?
Yeah. And really, somatic just means the body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, running is a form of somatics. Like, you're integrating with the body. So,
Mhm.
anytime anyone says somatics, it's really just saying we're also working with the body.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Dancing, love that.
Dancing is somatic. Yeah. Art expression is somatic
Mm.
because you
Oh, right.
are physically. moving, creating with
Mhm.
your body and expressing something out. So, yeah, somatics, easy way to remember, means the body.
Okay. So, like,
Mhm.
Qigong and that
Mhm.
stuff is somatic. I always thought of it as, like, moving meditation, but then that's also
Yeah.
considered somatic because
Yeah.
it's the body.
Somatic is just having their moment in terms of the word. Like everyone's using somatic now. So it's just this, yes, somatic is body.
Yeah. That's a hot buzzword for this time,
Yeah.
for 2023 on.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh my gosh. And then I know because Carly, she does retreats, works one on one. And then at the local yoga studio, you keep incorporating new, different like art therapy and somatic. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the new stuff you've integrated into your workshops at the studio?
Yeah. Really art expression
Mm,
is one that's been um really enjoyable
mm,
to bring in because my niche is authentic and creative expression. I
right.
help women authentically and creatively express themselves in their life, in their career, wherever they're wanting to show up more authentically in their relationships. Um, and so to be able to bring in this new tool of expression and vibrancy and color, and not from a place of like I'm going to go be an artist and I need to have a Monet painting by the end of this session. It's one of my favorite exercises are blobs. Like you just
Mm,
draw a blob. What does this blob feel like? What's the texture, the colors? What does this represent? And then we do some other forms of somatic practices or tools like EFT tapping or
mm,
visualization or toning, vagal toning. And all right, let's draw a new blob. What's changed about it? And
mm,
so just I like having multiple different tools so that if one's not working for me, I can link onto another one.
mhm. That's amazing. You know, you kind of said women, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about, I don't want to say profile, but what would you say is your main clientele? Mostly women, maybe you do get some men, maybe the age, maybe they're going through trauma, coming out of trauma, age.
Yeah.
What is your
Yeah.
profile?
My I definitely attract more women. There are sometimes in my workshops men, and even really when I first started EFT tapping right out of certification, I did work with a few men. Um and but mainly women. And they are I would say that they have already maybe done they've already done therapy. I get a lot of people who have already done therapy and they're
Talk
like, I just
therapy.
keep hitting this block and I can't
What?
get over this hump.
Yeah.
And that's where the beauty of somatic comes in because maybe they consciously know what's going on, but their body's holding on to a lot. They're
Hmm.
still like holding on to repressed emotions. So that's where I can come in and help them process even more. So people who have already done some form of work on themselves
Hmm.
and they're just ready for that next level. They're open-minded, they're ready to do different forms of practices and tools. They're ready to look at their belief systems.
Hmm.
Um, and they're ready to feel more free
Hmm.
in their life and in how they express themselves. Like maybe they have a fear of speaking up. They have a fear of being kind of a center of attention. Not to say that we all need to be like center of attention, but kind of yeah, in your own little world and universe, we want you to shine brightly and that's okay to shine brightly.
Right.
So just people are who know that there's more
Hmm.
that they're not showing and that they're
Right.
not expressing.
Yeah.
And they're ready for. something deeper and
Hmm.
bigger to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. So would you say, how do you work with clients? Now Carly and I, we were on Zoom, but maybe you can tell our listeners because there might be some out there that are like, you know what? I'm ready. I've been dealing with this
Yeah.
chronic illness and I do the talk therapy, I do the this, I do the that. This is kind of like getting me a little interested, but I live in Montana. Can I work with Carly?
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the profile of who you work with
Yeah.
and how you work with people.
Yeah, there's different, I would say, areas of work. So there's the one-to-one work, which this is where we go super deep into you and we look at your limiting belief system
Mhm.
and start to instill new empowering beliefs. And we do that with a lot of subconscious reprogramming. So if you can imagine that you are this ball of energy, and every life experience we have projects into that energetic field and is currently still living it out. And all of the good stuff, all of the little, all of the big traumas too. So, with the one to one work, what we do is we go into those spaces where those little traumas, big traumas, and we start like you don't become the client anymore, your past self becomes the client, and we
Mm,
help
I love
that
that.
version of yourself who is stuck feeling all of those emotions, maybe feeling unsupported, not loved, and we give them what they need. We You really become that person for your past self and what they needed at that time. And when we can work with enough of those versions of you, and what that really is just collected evidence. It's
Mhm.
just all the collected evidence that
Yeah.
instills the limiting belief. Like, this is the evidence that says this is why this limiting belief is true.
Mhm.
So when we can shift and change enough of those experiences and memories and bring them into a space of support and love, abundance, whatever they need, then that's how you start to shift that narrative
Mm.
and that limiting belief system into an empowering belief system.
Mhm.
So that's the one-to-one work that I do over Zoom. I've worked with people from all over the world. So it's not just limited to Santa Cruz or California, all over.
Mhm.
Um, and that is someone who is really ready for that shift and that change and that up level. And just like, I know I have experiences, I know I have memories that I'm still holding on to,
Mhm.
that says I'm not good enough, that says I'm not safe, that says I'm not worthy or deserving or smart enough or creative enough. Sure. My cat wants to come in. We
Oh, I love that.
we
Let's say
talked
hello.
about this.
Is that Ella?
So, yeah, she's like, "We're talking about deep work? Yeah, let's go." Um,
Wait, you know what?
so
Do you mind if I interject, Carly?
yeah,
I just want to kind of describe to some of our listeners because before started working with you, I did not understand past self, the triggers, the everything that you're talking about. So,
yeah,
just to also kind of recap to people who are maybe completely new to this and they're just like, I'm done. I've reached rock bottom. I'm going through a divorce. My illness is taking me over and I'm doing talk therapy, but I feel like I just keep going around and around and around on the loop. I want
yeah,
to go forward and I don't know what to do. You call Carly, that's what you do. You send her you look her up and you send her an email and you say, "I wanna do a discovery call." That's what you do. And maybe you do a little sample, maybe you do a little teaser and she'll do, like, maybe a 20-minute, "This is how it works." Because I had no idea. I went to that one class and I seriously still because when you are in that just absolute frickin' dark storm you are just trying to get through the next moment sometimes. And working with Carly, she can not only help you get through that next moment, but get through a couple hours. And then it just kind of leads on to 12 hours and then 24 hours. There were times when I worked with her and I would send her a voice note crying and saying, "Guess what? I got a phone call from guess who? I got an email from guess who? Kim, this is what you do." And she'd leave me a voice note of how to tap through it.
Yeah.
I just had to interject that because I love it, but some of my listeners don't even understand this. And when you get into woo land, which I love woo land, woo woo. But I mean, I asked our good friend Sarah, I go, somebody said download, download. This was 2 years ago. I go, Sarah,
Mm.
what in the heck is a freaking download? And I'm a Reiki master from 1999, but unfortunately, I took a step away for 22 years. So I had to relearn everything, and she described that to me. So I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit like in layman's terms. And deep,
Yeah.
dark, I'm in the storm. How do I find it? You contact Carly. She'll help you find that inner light and she'll give you relief and she'll give you the tools to get through the absolute frickin' darkness. Now, your container, how long is it? Is it 3 months or do you offer shorter ones via Zoom for people who are all over the world? I know you had, didn't you have a client in like Singapore or something also?
Germany.
Germany. Okay. Yeah.
Germany. Yeah.
You've had them all over. Obviously, the UK, right? I'm sure you have some over there.
Yes. I mean, mainly US, but there I have had some that have
Yeah.
been in other countries.
So how long
Um,
is your container when you work one-on-one with somebody? Or is it
when
kind of
I first work with someone, it's 8 sessions. The container
okay.
is 8 sessions. So
Uh-huh.
depending on, and I always say too, like the goal is to meet weekly, but
Yes.
life happens. We're working with 2 different people's schedules. And if we miss a week, that's going to be okay. But
Right.
I want to get you from here to there as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And so it usually takes about 8 sessions.
Mhm.
But that's where booking a discovery call is important, just to see where you're at and suggestions. But even more so, what you're saying too, and what I hear you say is the biggest thing was really supporting you in meeting your emotions
Yep.
and regulating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if we need layman's terms, if we need it really like simplified, is your those who are maybe have done a lot of talk therapy and they know the conversation, they're just so over it. It's like, great, now we get to meet the emotions of it and
Mhm.
regulate yourself in it
Yeah.
and show yourself that no matter what situation comes your way, you can move through it and you
Mhm.
can help yourself to regulate.
Yeah.
Because all those times that you came to me afterwards and was like, oh my God, this is happening. I would just be like, Kim, you know the tools.
Yeah.
Like breathe, get
Oh,
into your
breathe.
body. Yeah. Get into your body.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like me saying, oh, respond this way and do this and do this. It was
No.
like, get into your body.
Yeah.
Like, slow
Exactly.
down, meet your emotions,
Yep.
and it's okay that you're feeling this emotion. Like, biggest thing is acceptance of whatever emotion is coming through.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
accepting and acknowledging that it's there
Yeah.
and helping your body process it.
Yeah. Well, another big buzzword for this 2023 onward is regulate your nervous system.
Yes.
And that's what this does. It regulates your nervous system. And so many people are in fight or flight. I think I just heard a number not too long ago. It's more than 50% of the population. You might know more. It might be 80. I
Yeah.
mean, it makes sense. I mean, we're
Mm.
getting notifications all the time, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I know we're getting down on time. Carly, are there any last thoughts that you want to leave us with at all or how we can get in contact with and I'll have it in the show notes also, about how to reach out to you um
Yeah.
via or your Zoom things. Or
Yeah.
do you have any classes coming up on Zoom?
I'm like, there's so many in those little questions. Okay. I would say I left with a last thought, it would
Yeah,
be one, your emotions are not bad.
love
They're
that.
just a communication system. They're
Okay.
just communicating with you. And
Mhm.
when you can learn to process through your emotions, then you give yourself freedom
Mm.
and you can do that.
Mhm.
Um, and to embrace and learn expanding your emotional vocabulary.
I love that too.
So that is really powerful. Um, and then Yes, I do have 2 things coming up. So, one is actually a group workshop that I'm doing at my art studio, which is gonna be so exciting. Miss Kim will be there.
I'm there.
Um, yeah, and I'm gonna be facilitating with another woman who is so incredible. Kim is also experienced, Shannon, and
Mhm.
her work.
She's beautiful.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's all going to be about regulating your nervous system when it comes to holiday stress, because holidays can just be so stressful and bring up family dynamics. And so I'm really excited about that. That's November 14th. It's going to be from 5 to 9,
Mhm.
and we can put information on in the show notes. And then I'm going to be doing a second that I'm really excited about, group online program. I haven't even really like shared it yet, but it's that's my cat.
We're getting a
She's she's ready.
we're getting a sneak peek.
Um, it's called Metamorphosis,
Mm,
and it's really going to be this container, and it's going to be online, so it doesn't matter where you are, where you come and you get to be in a safe container to explore maybe those things that we talked about here, those uncomfortable things that feel scary that maybe you know are there and haven't wanted to face.
mm,
But you get to be in this really beautiful, safe container. And the beauty of a group is that you see you're really not alone,
mhm.
that many of the other people are probably experiencing something very similar, at least emotionally.
Yeah.
And then what does it mean to have your wings? What does it mean to
Mm,
grow your wings? What is that expression for you?
yeah.
What do you want to create? What do you want? And so I'm really excited to start to share that soon. That hasn't been fully posted yet, but it's to come.
Mm, that's so perfect. Oh, Carly, you're amazing. You're so
You're
I love you.
amazing.
No, you're more amazing. You're amazing more.
No.
I love you so much.
No more. Equal, equal.
Oh, so fun. So
Yeah.
fun. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
listeners, I'm going to have everything in the show notes. So if you want to reach out to Carly, if you want to send it me a DM, if you have any questions, I'm happy to share my experience and always vouch for Carly. She's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. And I can't wait to have you on again. We'll even go deeper.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.